Okay.
I don't think anyone looks good in this light, like without makeup on.
It's really
like,
harsh
oh
lighting.
God.
I'll show you what mine looked like before and then after it's on here.
Yeah.
So, hi guys. So we're gonna do a makeover on Leah here, and so she's very, very fair complected, and she's wanting to cover up redness. So what we're going to do is we're going to combat that. And I just color matched her, and she is going to be white peach and linen for her, that'll be, ooh, too bright right there. That'll be this color here and this one. So for you, this one and this one.
I'm surprised how yellow it looks here.
Mm-hmm.
And like, at first I would be like, whoa, that's too yellow. But after you rubbed it in, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
And the brush that we use is going to make a huge difference.
Sweet.
So I'm going to try not to get in the way of the camera here. So what we're going to do, she wants to cover the redness, but she wants her freckles still to be apparent. So we're going to do light to medium coverage. And for the light to medium coverage, we're going to use these two brushes here. This is going to be the B squared brush. This one is, oh yeah, and feel them. Look how well they're made.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that rose gold, and it's perfect, and these don't come apart. And then the BBF, yeah, so they're super soft and fluffy, and that's the way that you're gonna get that medium coverage. This one's gonna be more light coverage, so we'll brighten with this color, but we're gonna put her all over on with this end of the B squared brush.
All over.
Yes,
I'm
all
ready.
over. Okay, so we are just going to dip in generously here, and I'm going to dot your face. Okay.
Now, do you guys do any primer or anything like that? Or
Some people do. I don't have a primer that I have found that I just absolutely love.
We can talk primers.
Yes, we do need to talk primers.
I usually use a primer just because my pores, especially my nose, are just so big.
So going a shade that is too light is going to accentuate pores.
Really? I
Yes.
did not know that.
Versus going a shade that is a little bit darker and then brightening where needed. So,
Learn something new every day.
just kind of like a modified cheetah hack here. Making sure I turn the record. I was starting to do stuff earlier and hadn't hit record yet. I'm like, wow. I feel so smart.
My brush is soft.
Mm-hmm. It is super, super soft.
Even if I hated the makeup, I would totally get this brush. Worth it.
And they're made so well, which is even better.
I love that it's double-headed too.
Yeah, so it's two brushes in one. You can't beat two brushes in one. And we're just building up slowly. Try to face this way. Which we can always go heavier, but I'd rather start off lighter than go too heavy too quickly.
Does the foundation have any SPF in it?
It does not. It does offer some sun protection, but it does not have SPF in it.
Okay.
So,
Some do, some don't.
yeah, some do, some don't. I'm actually going to take a little bit more from my finger here. Okay. And we are going to take linen, and we are going to, actually before I do your under eyes, I'm going to go over with Frenchie to cover up your dark circles.
I do have dark circles. Welcome to motherhood.
I'm not a mother, and I have dark circles, so I don't know what my excuse is.
Just wait till she has babies.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and look up. So this peachy tone, and I know it looks super crazy, it is going to combat those. I can grab this without. Under eyes. And I did something on you that I rarely ever do on myself. I started with my face first. So I'm going to challenge myself not to get eyeshadow everywhere afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna go over with linen now.
So you just put in the peach, and now you're going over
Over
that.
top,
Okay.
yes.
To bright.
And calm down that peachy tone that we have going on. It's so different working on somebody else than working on yourself. I was like, if I pat too hard, just let me know.
You're fine. You're actually really soft.
I've had my makeup done by some that is like bam, bam, bam on the face, and it's like, hey now.
Can you ease up just a little bit?
And whatever moisturizer you have is a very hydrating moisturizer.
It's good?
Oh yeah, to keep you from
Good.
aging, that's for sure.
Well, I use a very certain product on my face. I don't know if I can talk about it in this video. You know what particular products I'm talking about, but
Go ahead and look up for me.
but yeah, I started having a lot of laugh lines and wrinkles, and I was like, okay, I'm only 30, let's not say we did. Or let's not and say we not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you using the linen still?
No, this is white peach. So, because I hadn't gotten around your nose yet. I love this brush here, but it is not good for getting up under the eyes or around the nose. So, whereas this one is.
Now, do you wet these brushes? Or they're dry and then you dip them into the foundation?
They're dry. So this is a cream foundation.
Okay.
And these brushes were built for creams. You can use them with other products, but you can't use all brushes with a cream foundation.
I didn't know that.
You just won't get the same amount of coverage.
See, right now I've been using a sponge.
Okay. A sponge I will be going over with you also
Oh, cool.
at the very end. I like using a sponge, which I only have my sponge there, so you'll get one of these little, you know, one of these here sponges.
So cute.
Yes. Unless you had your sponge with you. Then
I
we
do
can
not.
Okay. I was like, if you had that, then, you know, sure, we could do that. I'm going to use a contour brush on you, though.
Oh, I love all the different shapes of these brushes, too.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, since you're fair, we're going to go with a lighter contour shade on you.
Okay. Give tips to this contouring, because I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
so
what I'm doing.
we
with
want to
contouring.
create a cheekbone. So we're going to go from the top of your ear to about right here on your cheek, okay? So we are going to just stipple.
I usually smile when I try to, because I try to go around my apples.
The apples. And you can. But I'll prefer, it's all like on personal preference there on what you want. Now, what color do you want on your eyes?
With green, I normally, with green eyes, let me say, I normally do more purpley shades, smoky. I have to be careful about doing some neutrals because they're super duper pink, and putting too much pink around my eyes makes me look
Because you're so
sick.
fair and
Mhm.
red. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I get that totally. Even though I'm a rebel and I go against it.
Mhm.
Even though you're not supposed to wear green with green. I obviously have
I think green with green is gorgeous.
A lot of people are like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that. No.
If you pull it off.
Exactly. Bend the rules. It's okay.
I just have to, I have to try like a lot of neutrals. I will use a gray more often than a neutral just because of my skin tone, because I'm cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But I have done, try to do some pinky tones to match the dress a little bit, but
Mhm.
I don't have very many that I like that in the pinky tones.
In the pinky tones? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm thinking nude.
I like that.
On your cheeks. So we're going to, and we always go a little bit more when we're getting our photos done for color. Now, I didn't want to cover up your freckles, so we went easy on more coverage aspect there, but we can always build that up.
So you go with the foundation and then contour, because some people are like, do I contour and then foundation?
And a lot of that's personal preference, but this is what I generally do. That way I can get the coverage that I want underneath. But I do that a lot of times also because this is where I'm broke out.
Right.
My cheek areas.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I do my color corrector and I do my main shade. And then I do contour over it, so I don't end up with those acne spots. I mean,
Gotcha.
you've seen me without makeup, right?
Mhm.
Like in my videos beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get that coverage on that cheekbone, I do that. But if you don't want to, then that is perfectly fine. A lot of people don't.
I was just curious.
Let me get this wet really quick.
Sure.
So a lot of this makeup was created to hack. So you can do your contour line, put your foundation, your highlight, your blush, and just do it all in one go.
Wow.
So if you have clear skin, you could do that.
Nice.
I don't have clear skin, so I can't do that. I don't benefit from that.
And we're back.
Yes. Alright, go ahead and look up for me. So
Explain to the masses what you were doing now.
So I'm taking one of my little cheapo sponges here and we are smoothing out underneath her eyes before we set with a light powder. So you could do this with a beauty blender, one of our perfector sponges. I just don't have another sponge I can use with her other than the ones that I bought here for the studio. And by pressing all over her face, we are going to make this look more like skin and less like makeup on top of the skin.
Pro tip.
Yes. And I'm going to put a little bit on the edge of this because I want to do your eyelids. And I'm going to take a clean finger and apply that. So, because I always want the top of my lids to match what my face is going to be.
I have to be super careful with putting foundation on my eyelids because I have hooded eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll show me I have too much really quick. And hooded eyes is not easy.
No, so you actually have to pull your eyeshadow up a lot higher when you have hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes also, but I have a lot of lid space. So whereas you don't have as much lid space, like
Right.
I have
I
all.
have to try not to get it right in my eyebrows.
I have all of this room,
Yeah.
whereas she has less room there. So this will be a good option. Well, first of all, for me to practice with not making a mess since I did her foundation first. I don't know why I did that. I was all excited. I'm like, yay, let's go. What did I do?
That's normally what I do, is do the foundation first.
I never do foundation first, or rarely ever.
Gotcha.
Did you see my mermaid look the other day?
I missed that, but I'm going to go back and watch it. Yes, I am.
You see why I do my eyes first.
Okay.
I make a mess. I am not very clean when it comes to doing the eyeshadow first. So I am just setting your lid here. Keep your eyes closed because you got powder all over.
Oh, I feel it.
So this is setting your lids, but it's also going to give us a base to work your eyeshadow on. Alright, you can go ahead and open now. And look up. So we are just setting underneath so that her eyes do not crease. And we are using the Kat Von D setting powder, the Lock-It setting powder.
Ooh, I always wanted to try that.
This was one of the birthday gifts ones, and I just started using that in like the last couple weeks, and I really like it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set your T-zone. Same thing with the powder and the sponge. So we're just pressing that in. We're not baking. We're not adding any additional coverage here. This is just...
What's the difference between locking and baking?
So baking is when you actually put an excess amount of powder on you. And it does have a brightening effect. And something with the way that the heat melts, it forms like a film over. And I know, what is it? Our drag queens are the ones who started baking. And that way they could get those sharp contours and really change the shape of their face with the contouring.
Oh yeah.
And the baking. So
I heard about it, but I was like,
I've only baked a couple times. For me, I'm not trying to change or severely brighten the way that most of it people will do. So, I mean, I've done it for clients in studio who wanted a really dramatic look. And that's fine. I'll do that. Just for me, my personal preference, I don't bake.
more natural is usually for me.
Okay. So, eyeshadow look. You want, what do you want? We have the Jaclyn Hill palette here. You can look through that.
So pretty.
Or we have these shadows here.
Ooh.
These here. And
Holy
some more.
moly, they're huge. It's like so many.
Yeah, that one, that's a Morphe palette. These are the mascara eyeshadows, and somewhere I have my rolling makeup kit, and I have some Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows.
I would love to use the mascara actually, because I've never tried these.
Okay.
I've tried.
Which colors would you like? Oof. Because you could pull any of these off with what you're wearing. So,
what I would, if this was me, I would probably go for something like this.
okay.
And then on my lid, and then this like on my brow or something like that. But I trust you. And
We can go more purpley. If you want the more lavender tones, we can definitely go with the more lavender tones. Alright, so we are going to be using some more lavender tones since she has green eyes.
And they always look good on me.
Yes. Purple always accentuates green.
What's my color?
The only color I don't really wear is blue.
You don't wear blue?
Mm-mm.
Blue is tricky.
Blue is something that I never really wear, but I really like the way the teal looked with the mermaid look. But
Ooh,
blue is something that I never really use. So
I have to be careful of the shade of blue with my skin tones too. I'm telling you, pink skin tone is tough.
It is. And do you like your brows more red or do it on the browner side?
I tried to match my hair as close as I can.
Possible? Okay.
But probably on the slightest more of like the auburn, you know, almost brown. But I tried to match mine because I've went super brown and I was like, those are not my eyebrows.
I gotcha. Let's see how this color here works. This might be borderline too orange for you.
In some time, but they're so light. I usually
You
don't
can't
worry
tell,
about it
yeah.
that much.
You can go longer without than. Girl, I tried, and I had my arch to different shapes. So I'm like, somebody's gonna have to fix this. Just on purpose.
I'm not used to having my brows done much at all. I have a thing from Ulta that I got to fill it in, and I just kind of do it on the go. But I would. The hairs are like, me too. I would like to have more brows, but it's kind of scary when you're not used to it.
It is, and a lot of people who aren't used to having their brows done at all freak out whenever they first see their brows, especially if they haven't seen their eyes done yet. Because then they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't hear me on that, so I'll edit that out. And that's mostly just because they're not used to it. And I think I have an auburn brow gel, but I don't think that's here. I think it's at my other bag that's at the house. So I did makeup on location and I just grabbed all my brow gels and took it with me. Okay. I'm going to pick off the excess powder that's fell. There we go. And go in with our eyeshadows. So I'm going to.
They are so dark. I was like, whoa. I can see what you're saying.
Trust me.
I do.
You're like, no, I don't.
I'm just gonna make brow things in the video here.
It's going to be a lot of open close. Go ahead, Megan. Right close.
You have to check with hooded.
Yeah, because we are wanting to create a new line.
And give tips for hooded eyes on here. Because I'm going to worry watch this later and be like, what did she say? Please.
Okay. So with hooded eyes, you always want to bring your color a little bit above. Go ahead and open your eyes. So you always want to bring it up a little bit more, otherwise you're not going to be able to see the color. Go ahead and close again. So we are creating, very lightly, a new lid for her.
You lit.
A new line there so that we can, and your hooded eyes aren't that bad even.
Thank you.
Like I have some ladies who their hood actually rests on top of their eyelids, and that is the most tricky.
I can imagine.
That you really have to create them a new lid.
I use a lot of firming and tightening to keep from that happening.
And some of it's genetic. My grandmother had eyes like that, and she even had it fixed. Go ahead and open. All right, close. You can see how we're just smoking out the corner here. So it's going to add a little bit more drama and a little bit of a catty eye.
Which I'm all for.
I was going to say, I didn't even ask her if she's okay with a catty eye, but we're going to make it a little bit of a catty eye.
Also, my glasses are cat eye sunglasses.
I love. I'm trying so hard to not get shadow everywhere. Alright, so in order to combat fallout, we are going to take a setting spray. I just got this in today.
Okay.
We are going to take a setting spray, and instead of just spraying our brush wildly, we're going to spray the inside of here so we can dip in here. So we're going to dip and get our brush wet. Okay?
I'm impressed.
Now this is going to be cold.
Okay.
We got a stink bug up there.
Ew.
Y'all.
Welcome to the South, y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
That is gorgeous, like glitter. Right
Oh
there.
yeah, that is a true glitter also.
Wow.
Okay, which tone do you want?
Let's do the more pinky one.
The more pinky one. Okay, that's this one. Yeah. So we are dipping, oh they can't see, dipping our wet brush into our eyeshadows. And this is going to give us a more metallic look. And it's also going to help, damn bug.
We're both like, oh.
It's also going to help reduce.
Oh, it's like, it feels like a cream shadow.
And that's essentially what we're making.
That is awesome.
And I prefer to do it with a setting spray or rose water or something that's tacky. But you can do it with just water if you need to.
That's awesome. Talk about a game changer.
Oh yeah. And it's going to make it more pigmented as well. Alright, go ahead and open.
Because you're concentrating a bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and close.
Now I can feel it wet if I'm doing this on my own, that's just something that I need to like let dry for a second before I open my eyes too much.
Yeah, well with the setting spray, it's going to stay there pretty well actually.
Gotcha.
I'm just blending out that shimmer because I don't want a harsh line. I want it to just naturally blend out very nicely. Okay. So I'll have you look in the mirror so you can see how the cut is with the purple. Go ahead and close that one eye and you can see the difference there.
Nice.
So we smoked it out. It's not too dark. If we want to darken it up more, we can. But that's something that it's not too dark. Once you have your lashes, it's going to be that bolder look.
I like it.
Now, do you ever line your bottom waterline?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while?
I'm good. I like that. I feel like it looks better on pictures.
It does. It instead of just having a harsh eyeliner, and especially since your lashes are so fair,
They are.
we gotta have something, and that's gonna tie. So I want you to look up, yeah. And I'm just going to pat it because I know.
So this is eyeshadow
This is
instead of
eyeshadow.
a hard blackest black liner.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
I know this is like the hardest part for most people.
I know.
Is this point right here.
I'm going to do my best.
And I'm trying not to flick powder everywhere. Okay. I'll give you a minute.
Thanks. I'm good.
I'm going to take this other end here and just soften that.
Okay. I hope I didn't mess it up.
No, you're good. If you need a minute, you just say, wait.
Got my blinks out.
Okay. Now I'm gonna
Look at the difference between the two eyes. It's just crazy.
Yeah. But brows don't look as bold now with an eyeshadow.
You're right.
So
They
it
don't.
looks scary. A lot of times when I do brows first, people are like, oh my god, what is she doing to me? And then you get your eyeshadow look in and it looks so much better. So I did smudge right here. I need to set down there too. Okay. Alright, let me go ahead and set the rest of your face so I don't do that.
Okay.
What did I do with my powder? Yes.
Is this the mascara? Yeah, it is. I love the marble.
Mm-hmm. So they have the most
So
beautiful
pretty.
packaging, and all the little packaging comes in little tins. That's just so pretty. I'm just going to lightly set all over your face since it's super hydrated.
Yeah, I did, before I got here, a glow mask
Mm-hmm.
that helps minimize pores and just helps all over glow. And then my lotion is hydrogel with algae in it.
Really?
And it feels so good, and it just blends perfectly. And it dries actually pretty quick for a hydrogel. Some hydrogels
Yeah, you would think that
really,
would.
yeah, some hydrogels like sit on your skin for a long time. Now I do set it and then, go back and like finish getting ready a little bit and then come back again. I like to do my, you have to do your face in layers and you can't just do it all at once because it'll all smear and be crazy.
I understand that completely. I'm gonna have you use this side. Okay. So now we're gonna go back in and we're gonna create this look, but on this side. Perfect. Alright, now let's do that bottom lash line.
I really like that.
And it's something that is not too dark. And you can always make this a really dark, bold look if
Right.
you wanted to. Which I have. There's 1 or 2 videos on there that has that.
Now, what do you say to people that tend to go, hold on, okay, really far in, you see how there's like a little gap between, I used to, in my old goth days, I used to pull it down and like hardcore it.
And do the waterline?
Mhm.
I still do the waterline. It depends on the look I'm doing. If I want something that's a little bit more dramatic, I will. If I want a dark look, I'll take a black pencil and do my waterline. Or I haven't tried the gel liner yet, but I've even taken a powder and just patted it. But if you blink a lot, it's hard to do that.
It's gonna come out, yeah.
Yeah. So you can.
I like here that it makes your eyes,
It closes them off.
yeah, and then it's more of a natural look.
What, doing the waterline's more of a natural look?
No, the just the lash line, not the water.
Oh yeah, doing the lash line and blending it out like we are, that's going to be more of a natural look. Versus taking, I'm going to clean this brush off into this.
And make that line
A little softer, yeah. Microfiber cloth to dry it.
I would have never thought about a microfiber.
Microfiber cloth is the best. I normally have a bunch of those. Like I cleaned
Nice.
the alcohol after I did my face. I was finishing the the rest of the ones that I hadn't got to yet when you got here. Alcohol, and then wipe it off on a microfiber cloth. Best thing.
Nice.
And I use
My
the
husband
91%.
can't touch microfiber. He has a texture,
texture
thing. He's like, oh,
Can't handle it.
can't.
Why don't you look up?
That's how I get him to get away from me sometimes. I'm like,
Hey, I'm cleaning with this microfiber.
yeah. You want to hold this microfiber, honey? Nope.
I have like a food texture thing.
You have a food texture.
Like some textures I can't handle in my
yeah,
mouth.
my mom's like that.
Love grits, hate hominy. Cannot handle hominy. Okay, making sure we still have the recording going. Like that would have been bad. Cannot handle hominy. I don't know why, but I don't have a problem with beans. It makes no sense
That's
whatsoever why I can't handle hominy, but I can. Go ahead.
You know Crystal Keck, she can't touch wooden spoons.
Really?
It's the wildest thing.
I have not seen that one yet. I mean, I've heard a lot of them, especially
She
doing
had
what I do.
Yeah, she before Pure Element, she was doing some Pampered Chef,
Mm-hmm.
and then they released like their whole wooden line, and she's like, I'm out.
Okay, I don't have anything like that. I don't like to talk if I can't see the floor, like the ocean or lake or whatever it is. I don't like to put my feet down.
Oh, really?
But that's because like I've stepped on
Talking
glass.
about phobias here, people.
Yeah, that's because I've stepped on glass and hooks, and so it's like one of those things.
God.
Like I don't want that to happen again because I used to live on a lake,
Oh, wow.
and
That's terrible.
I have the other side a little bit darker, so we're just smoking that side out just a little bit more.
And by the way, love you, Crystal Keck, if you're watching.
She'd be like, "This girl telling my secrets."
Mm-hmm. I don't mind is weird. I don't like fingernails scraping cloth things like a blanket. You know, someone like scratch their nails down a blanket. That gives me the eebiest jeebies. Like in like denim, that scratch sound.
Okay, so that, yeah, I
I
get
don't,
that.
I don't know. Some people it's super soothing to them. I am not one of those people.
I can't handle really high pitch. Like I get
Yeah,
chronic
same.
migraines, and having something that's too high pitch will trigger a migraine for me.
That's terrible.
A little bit of glazing on your brow bone.
What is the name of this again?
Glazing.
That's is glazing. I think the names of stuff is really neat. There's a lot of makeup palettes.
Oh yeah. It's like they have fun sitting around there like, okay, what shall we call this one now? Yeah. I love it.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I'm going to
Mix them.
Okay, what did I do with my lip one? Here we go.
I'm in love with these brushes.
Oh yeah. And they're so multifaceted. Like this is supposed to be an eyeshadow brush, but I love it for lips.
Now I usually have to create the cupid's bow
Okay.
because I don't have high arches. Here, you know what I'm trying to say here.
Oh yeah. I know exactly.
Yeah, I have to create mine a little bit.
So you're used to working on a blush with a brush on your lips.
Yeah. Just a little contrast.
You can patch your lips together.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Little ombre.
I like that.
Okay, now for your lashes. For as sensitive as your eyes are, I'm gonna have you do your own mascara.
I appreciate that. Great.
Okay.
Have you ever curled anyone's eyelashes that they were not yours? I had the hardest time doing that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Very, very still.
Yes. Tell people how to do this because I need to know.
So I have to do this almost any time. My lashes, I have long lashes, but they go straight out rather than curling up. So
mine are light and don't curl up until that. So yes.
Okay. So I want you to look straight forward. Your eyes actually have to be open for this. So you want to just line your lashes up, and you're just going to. I don't sit there and hold it super tight. I just
Awesome.
pulse.
That was so gentle.
Look in the mirror and you can see how it's lifted. And if you want it to be a more dramatic curl up,
Yes.
closer to your lid and pressing it harder for longer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But this was a test. Alright, look straight forward.
Oh, you got a nice grab there. Good
All
stuff.
right, now look.
Definitely see a difference.
Okay. So I'm gonna look up just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. I look to be about even. Now I have my mascara here, or do you have a mascara that you prefer?
I have one in my purse
Okay.
because I will break out.
Okay.
With
I
size.
am super sensitive on that also. We got our little pointed Q-tip. I should have let it dry a little more before I did that. Okay, here we go again.
I'm always the difficult one.
It's okay. I did the same thing. Look up one. Still kind of tacky. That moisturizer was super heavy duty, girl. Alright, we're going to set you with more powder. I normally don't like to set with a lot of powder because I don't want you to feel powdery, but I think we may need to. Oops. I'm going to do this end.
Is it too heavy, you think, for
a cream foundation.
Okay.
So this is a very hydrating foundation
Gotcha.
to start with.
See, I have a liquid.
Liquid is drying because it has alcohol in it.
Excuse me.
But this just being a hydrating foundation as it is, a moisturizer is maybe a little bit heavy for it. But I mean, a good moisturizer is good for your skin, so. Then or maybe it just needed to set longer before.
It's set for an hour. I did it right before the drive.
That is true.
The glow mask I did was a bit hydrating too.
That's what a combination could be. So I try not to set with powder on people if I don't have to. For me, for like long wear, I have to set with powder. But powder is going to show more texture
And more creases.
than a liquid. I mean, than a cream will. A liquid will actually settle also, whereas a cream lays over top of the skin.
Oh.
So it's not supposed to show as much, but once you throw a powder over top, all bets are off, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I don't want you to get tacky and I want it to last, so.
There's a story why I have a crease here and why I don't here.
It's an appropriate story? Or is it a story for upstairs?
It's a story involving another line of cosmetics that I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about on this video.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Who was it?
Pure Romance.
Really?
Yeah. You want to know? So I did Body Boost on this side for a few weeks. and didn't do it on this side, and
Okay.
now I'm working on bringing it back. I had this on both sides before Body
Awesome.
Boost. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. I thought it was only like the hours that it was applied. I didn't know it was continual. So that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
I was gonna have one of those in studio, but I was worried it's gonna be too heavy a cream to put on before
I feel like
photos.
you need to let it sit for a little while.
Yeah. So like I thought about having one of those to lift. And now if somebody is super, super dry, I think that would be great.
I agree.
But
Especially,
for most people,
especially if it's someone that needs tightening or coming.
because it is a heavier
It is.
cream.
Yeah.
So, but all right, girl. Let's you want anything else done?
No, if it were me, I would soften this up just a tad, only because I'm not used to it. And
For photos.
Okay,
So, but we can soften before you go home if you want.
I like that.
Okay.
Sounds
So for photos, you always go a little bit heavier than what you would do on a daily wear basis.
good. Okay.
Just because you want it to show up. So anything that you just dramatize it a little bit more. Other than the harshness, because that's something that you're not used to.
I'm
Is
not.
there anything else that you would like changed beforehand?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty.
Yay!
How do you feel about your brows now?
Better.
Okay.
Much better. Before I was like, just breathe.
Do you want them? I mean, they pretty much are a dead-on match for your
I
hair
think they
right
look
now.
good, especially you said for
And that
photos
was
and stuff like
Bubba that we used.
Bubba.
That was the color, Bubba, that we used. But, alright, well, let's go upstairs and we'll get a few photos and say bye.